bottom of the table, but the heartbeat of the Bradford side. Matt Orford, a glamour signing from the NRL, and he'll strike up a partnership with fellow Aussie Brett Carney, given time. James Evans faces his former teammates on the back of a 2-try display last week, and Rangi Chase will pull the strings for the Tigers, with half-back partner Brent Sherwin ruled out. Friday night, the Sky Sports in high definition, and it's Bradford against Castleford from the Grattan Stadium, Odsal, in the Engage Super League. This is the way the two teams will line up. Bradford have got Halley at fullback, three-quarter line of Sharif, Sykes, Nero and Reardon, Carney and Orford. Forwards, Scruton, Lestrange, Lynch, who's the skipper, Young, Whitehead, Langley and Menzies. And on the bench, it's Hall, Godwin, Warrensey and Kopjak. It's an unchanged 17 for coach Steve McNamara. The Castleford Tigers make a couple of changes. McGoldrick at fullback, Owen, Shenton, Evans and Wainwright. There's the big surprise, Steve Snitch at standoff, Rangi Chase at scrum half. Brent Sherwin is rested. And up front, it's Jackson, Hudson the skipper and Higgins, Ferris, Jones and Westerman. And the bench here occupied by Sargent, Hubie, Clayton, who comes into the 17 for the injured Dean Widders, and Kirk Netherton. The coach is Terry Mattison. Well, the Castleford Tigers, they lost at the Jungle to Warrington last Saturday. They won just 4 at their home ground last year, yet their away form is better than most. 10 wins from 13 on the road last year. And they picked up where they left off 2 weeks ago, beating Leeds at Headingley, 24-10. They've now won 6 of their last 7 away in the weekly rounds. And that's a worry for the Bradford Bulls, who are aiming for redemption in front of their own fans tonight, after losing their first home game of the year to St Helens on Sunday by the big score of 38 points to 6. They know better than most that a record of no wins from 3 will take some coming back from in a competition as tough as Super League. So they will be focused here tonight. Thierry Alibert is the referee who is about to get this game underway, and Castleford in the Help for Heroes jerseys again. They're all red strip. £4 of every jersey sold will go to the charity. They will attack from right to left as we watch, and Bradford in their traditional white and black shorts, they will go from left to right. And it's going to be Paul Sykes who gets this game underway on the blast of referee Thierry Alibert's whistle. Here we go, it's a big night for Bradford, it's a big night also for Castleford. Can they continue where they left off at Headingley on the road just 2 weeks ago? Brett Ferris with the first tackle.
Well, the two big questions tonight: Castleford without Brent Sherwin, how will they fare? And of course, as you've already mentioned, Eddie, you know, Bradford, they're in a huge hole. They really have got to stand up and show that they've got the power. They've got the skill there, but their defence were woeful against St Helens last week, and they've got to work hard in that department tonight, otherwise the Tigers will rip them apart.
Well, not too long ago in the Super League, this would have been seen as a home banker. Not in Super League 15 though. It's the 30th weekly round meeting. Bradford have won 22, they've drawn 2, they've lost only 6. So history in this fixture is very much on their side. But here we are at the last tackle for Castleford, and there's the first kick by Rangi Chase, and it's not the best. Straight into the arms of Dave Halley.
Well, that was very poor. The ground is very slippery and hard, and really you just got to project it right down, keep it low, let it skid off the surface. It was a real gift.
Bradford in possession then for the first time. Heath Lestrange is the dummy half. That is Andy Lynch, the captain of the Bradford Bulls this year. Former Castleford prop, of course, 137 appearances for the Tigers.
Big job.
Jamie Langley.
Big job expected of him as well from the skipper. Andy Lynch realises that they've struggled to get over the advantage and give the skill factor that they have in Brett Carney and Matt Orford in the halfbacks. Can they give them space and the opportunity to show off those skills tonight?
McGoldrick takes the first tackle this next set of 6 for the Castleford Tigers. Hard work at marker from Carney and Menzies, and this now is Stewart. I beg your pardon, there is Steve McNamara. That was Stuart Reid, and I was right.
Well, up to now, I know it's only just 2 minutes into this game, but Steve McNamara will be quite happy with the way the defence has muscled up, especially in and around the play the ball area. And really were cut to ribbons last week by St Helens.
Here's the kick over the top. Better one from Rangi Chase this time. It finds the ground, but it also finds Ricky Sharif on the first bounce. Good chase, though, led by number 15 there for the Castleford Tigers, Liam Higgins. His 27th consecutive appearance. His last absence 11 months ago for Terry Matteson's men in the home win against the Bradford Bulls, coincidentally. Lestrange again waits for the Bradford Bulls. 9th last year, the lowest ever position. They were just a point away from extending their ever-present appearance record in the playoffs, though. Here's the first penalty of the evening, given away by the Castleford Tigers in the shape of Liam Higgins. High tackle, right underneath the neck. So Bradford with the opportunity to build from 10 metres inside the Tigers' half of the field.
This will be interesting, Eddie, to see how adventurous Bradford are in this set. One would say probably, a pretty good attacking position. They've been conservative up until this point. Here's a chance to see what they'll play.
That's a good hit by Higgins. He was almost beaten by the onrushing Bradford player that was Nick Scruton. This is Heath Lestrange, and he is scragged to the ground by the Castleford defenders, but Bradford are 12 metres away from the Tigers' line. And there is Orford, and he passes the ball inside, and it's a good run from Nick Scruton, and it's a try from Nick Scruton. The perfect start for Bradford, and they celebrate like they're going to Old Trafford. Just look at them. That will certainly bring a bit of confidence back into this Bradford side. First blood to the Bulls, first blood to Nick Scruton. One of the main reasons why Nick Scruton left the Leeds Rhinos is that he didn't get enough game time. Well, he's playing his 21st consecutive match from the start here tonight, and he gets the opening try here at Odsal. Great start for the Bulls.
Certainly was good work by the hooker. Lestrange got them into a good position, and it was all power, wasn't it, by Nick Scruton. Watch him spin out of the would-be tackle, back on the inside. Oh, that was very poor defence that just fell off him. Nobody wanted to go low. Two decided to go body and all and just left him through. That was poor defence. Not one of the Castleford defenders made any attempt to go for the thigh, the knee, the ankle or the boot. And this guy has made them pay the price.
Well, the only other time that he has scored a try for Bradford was against the Castleford Tigers here last year. So now Matt Orford with the chance to add the extras. A try and a goal against St Helens last week, but Eastman intercepted his pass and he scored to make it 26 points to 0. This to give the Bulls a 6-point advantage, which they have managed early. Bradford 6, Castleford 0.
That's the 5th try Bradford have scored in this year. All 5 of them have started with a tap penalty. In this scenario, they've been dangerous, and we see them here now, shifting the ball back on the inside. Simple miss between Jones and Hudson. Spin through the tackle, and I think to the relief here now of the Bradford supporters.
They really celebrated that try, didn't they? They really did. They were all around Nick Scruton, the try scorer, slapping him on the back. Brian, just the confidence boost they need, maybe?
Absolutely, they'll be really pleased with that. The crowd will get behind them. They need to kick on now and make sure they complete this set and get the ball down the other end of the field.
You say the crowd will get behind them. Of course, it sounds a little bit empty at Odsal tonight. The area in front of our commentary box here is completely free because of the ice that is on the terraces here. Very big, vast, open ground Odsal is, of course. And it's almost like turning the clock back 20 years this evening. We have freezing temperatures, and we have the crowd that is not the biggest.
Great work from Menzies there, and good support by the hooker Lestrange. Well, it's amazing what a try can do, and it really has lifted the confidence there, but it's a different Bulls than what we've seen over the first 2 weeks.
Dave Halley tries to get the ball away and does to Langley, and Langley is just grounded and finished off by James Evans. Last tackle here for Bradford, and Orford looks to kick out wide, and he's looking for Ricky Sharif. He's looking for Brett Ferris, finds Brett Ferris. It's Menzies, who he finds, and he gets the ball away to Sharif, and Ricky Sharif scores the second try. Steve Menzies, he climbed above everybody at 36 years of age, and Ricky Sharif was the right man in the right time and the right place. His 140th career appearance, which began at Halifax way back in 2003, and Ricky Sharif comes up with his second try of the season, and this is the perfect start for Bradford.
Unbelievable. Terry Matheson will be absolutely furious that they allowed Bradford to get so far into their own half. Their defence is absolutely shot, but that is sheer quality. Menzies, the old man of rugby league, goes high. Orford's kick is pinpoint. It's fantastic, but what are the... Oh, that is unbelievable. Years and years of experience. A lot of people would have just taken that ball and said it's important that we just keep in a good position, but not with the likes of Steve Menzies. He knew that he had Sharif outside him, and the pass was out of the top drawer.
Orford's kick made it. Menzies' catch and pass created it. And here is the opportunity for Orford to add the extras. And, oh, he manages to get it over the top of the crossbar somehow. Scraped over, went on a real wibbly-wobbly way, but he managed to get it over just the same. 12-0 Bradford Bulls. 36 years of age, and that's like red wine.
Well, good teams bounce back from a setback. The first try was all about the strength from Scruton, but this had skill written all over it. But the kick, the catch and the offload, and Ricky Sharif, I think, is happy. They've obviously were disappointed with the way they played against St Helens last week, and embarrassed, and good players react positively. The Bulls have started in the first 10 minutes in the perfect fashion.
Scruton, the first try scorer, takes the first tackle this set of 6. Castleford have to get into this game because at the moment it's just running away from them. 8.5 minutes, 12-0 down.
Well, they can't get the ball. Without possession, they've got no chance of getting back into any game, never mind this particular one. Terry Matheson will be absolutely furious. It was a great exhibition of defence last week against Warrington, and now it's just gone out the window.
No way through for Andy Lynch, though. Heath Lestrange waits at the play the ball, and there's Orford going for a 40-20.
Oh, that's an awkward bounce.
It was an awkward bounce. He did. Reardon did. I beg your pardon. Wainwright did really well with that.
Silly play by Sykes, though. Just got a little bit over enthusiastic. Not a bad kick either from Orford. Good chase by Sykes, and then just has a second smack.
Well, he's the engineer-in-chief. If he gets going, Bradford will have a tremendous season. And Steve McNamara, well, he is convinced that they are a good team. The results haven't gone their way yet this year, and he says they will get better as the weeks go by. They take a bit of a time, don't they, to fit in and start gelling 6s and 7s so they know exactly what they're doing, how to work off each other.
Well, I don't think the early season conditions have helped Bradford, but I must say that the defence has tightened up. That was the most important factor. But you can have all the best halfbacks in the world. If your forwards aren't doing it, they're not getting over the advantage line, giving you that springboard. There's no chance of them getting involved in the game.
And I think the big question for Bradford is how quickly the players can learn to play with Matt Orford. Steve Menzies probably knew what to do because he'd played with him previously before. But one of the two of the others actually need to learn the timing of the runs and the angles he'll play with the ball, passing and kicking.
Good high kick from Rangi Chase, gets the ball away. They're keeping this alive. They have 2 men on the overlap out wide. Ball comes back to Evans. Oh, that's great defence though from Bradford. And Reardon has come up with a pinch, I think, there, one-on-one against Steve Snitch.
Boy, he did well, did Reardon. Snitch has a big impact. Lynch got to him, and then Snitch says it's mine, and then no, it isn't. Reardon says he'll finish up with it.
Oh, it's a penalty for Bradford. Interference at the play the ball. Joe Westerman just querying the decision of referee Thierry Alibert.
Well, I don't know why they do it. They go through all that hard work, stopping the man with the ball in hand, and then they try to turtle him. They try to put him over right in front of the official. And it happens every single season. Start of the year, referees at Keene, they're eager. They want to take control, give away silly penalties.
Here come Bradford again then, Scruton. You might have noticed at the bottom of your screen earlier, Leeds are 6-0 up against the Salford City Reds. The champions trying to get back on the horse, ready for the World Club Challenge next Sunday against Melbourne.
Tremendous play by Andy Lynch there. He was looking for the first phase. It didn't come, but it came on the second. And then again, it just emphasises the fact that Terry Mattison's side, you know, he had all the time in the world, couldn't get it away first time, had the second. That shows you that the Tigers' defence is very poor at the moment.
Orford will have to muscle up in defence now, because here comes Langley. That's tackle number 4. They're 15 metres away, the Bradford Bulls. Heath Lestrange finds Paul Sykes. Sykes gives it to Menzies, tries to go inside the man, just hit the deck. It was Rangi Chase who got him down initially, and it was Paul Jackson who finished him off. Now it's Orford again, high kick to the in-goal area. It's a great kick, this. And that ball is knocked dead by the Castleford defender. It's going to be a goal line dropout here. Steve McNamara's men are making the perfect start.
And Orford is running the show at the moment. It came off Richard Owen. He was in a good position as well as the Frenchman Thierry Alibert. Look at this for a beautiful kick. Well weighted. Good job that Owen was there to clean up.
Goal line dropout then. Bounces to Dave Halley, who gives it infield to his skipper Lynch, who drives it forward once again. A 3-year deal for Andy Lynch, signed last June. He's been here since 2005 and wearing the captain's armband this year. Bradford on the attack, as they have been from the first whistle. That's a good ball from Carney, finds Halley.
Great work by Owen. Richard Owen knew exactly what was happening, wasn't going to be sucked in with the dummy runner, picked him straight up, had the fullback well and truly in his sights.
Langley driving it forward again, that looked high from Ferris. Langley picks himself up, Lestrange is the dummy half, it's Orford again, gives it to Scruton, who's already scored 1 try. Jackson low down. And looks like there's a problem there for Scruton as he plays the ball gingerly to Lestrange. There's Orford, here is Halley. Crossfield kick from Halley, he's chasing it himself and it's just beaten.
That was a perfect example though, where some of the communication between the Bradford players isn't quite right. The central winger, Eddie, have already gone through. Look, there are players in front, back in retreat to try and get an assist, Halley. So I think there's still, once the ball's moved a little bit wide from the player of the ball, it will take a period of time for all of the players to, I think, to learn exactly what they're trying to do.
Wainwright trying to get up and make a quick play of the ball for the Castleford Tigers. Playing in that all-red strip tonight. 14 minutes gone, they're trailing here 12-0. Ryan Hudson, he made his Super League debut for Huddersfield as a substitute in 1998. He actually signed for the Bradford Bulls, but then he fell foul of the game's authorities. He had a 2-year drugs ban and he has come back and he is now playing for the Castleford Tigers. There he is again with hands on the ball. Rangi Chase, another poor kick from him. Bill, I just wonder, looking at this pitch, it's a bit brown from up here. What's it like at ground level?
Eddie, down here you can see the ice glistening in patches on it, and we saw Nick Scruton go down there a moment. I'm just wondering, as Reardon breaks...
Yes, it is Stuart Reardon. But Castleford get back in numbers and bring him down. It was a good chase back, that by Michael Shenton.
Certainly was. It looked like Shenton nearly stole it as well.
Back to you in a sec, Bill, when we see what happens with this. 3 more tackles remaining here, this set of 6 for the Bradford Bulls. Lestrange 40 metres out. Carney inviting the runner from Lynch. Lynch then gives it to Orford. Orford gives it some air and he finds Elliot Whitehead. Just 7 appearances last year for Elliot Whitehead, only 20 years of age. Orford once again. Here's Scruton, trying to go inside Ferris. Trying to get the arms clear and does, finds Orford. Orford then hands it on once again to Carney. Carney gets away once and twice from the tackler, Westerman, but couldn't get away the 3rd time. Last one here, and up goes the kick again from Matt Orford, but that's too deep, and that's easily diffused by Ryan McGoldrick. Down to Bill for the pitch report again. Bill?
Eddie, ice glistening in areas on the pitch, and you mentioned the brown patches out there. I'm told that during the close season, this ground was used as the setting for a film shoot, and large areas of the pitch were actually covered to facilitate that, and it has caused some damage, and the pitch is still as are so many pitches in Super League at the start of the season. Groundsmen have had a nightmare time during this bitterly cold and prolonged period of winter weather of keeping their pitches up to scratch. They've done a great job in adverse conditions, as they have here. This pitch is actually, believe it or not, improved since last weekend in the game against St Helens, when it really did look a mess.
I know they've had the covers on for most of the week, and Bradford actually could not train on this field yesterday because of the snow in this part of the world. This is offside. I think the marker's not standing square at that play the ball by Bradford, relieving Castleford penalty.
And boy, do they need it. Elliot Whitehead, you saw there, just go off to the left a little bit too early before the ball was played correctly. They need to have good possession now, the Tigers. They just want to get back into the game if they can. Good, solid, hard work. They haven't had a chance to put a pressure kick against this Bradford side yet.
That was Hudson. This is Chase. Here's McGoldrick. He got the ball away to Westerman, who got away from Orford. He got away from Elliot Whitehead. Got the pass in to Snitch, but Bradford have got the ball back, but illegally, says the referee. It's a Castleford penalty. Offside is the signal from referee Thierry Alibert. This then is Steve Snitch for the Castleford Tigers. 26 today, he's 27 on Monday. And Stuart Jones.
Now this is where the likes of Rangi Chase has got to start taking control. First real opportunity for the visitors.
Hudson. Back it goes to Chase. Got the short pass into Brett Ferris. Brett Ferris takes some putting down. And they're over the line at Castleford, but the man is held up.
Good work
The
by Dave.
count will continue.
Yeah, Dave Halley got underneath it. Not a bad little run though from the hooker Ryan Hudson. The skipper thought he saw half a gap, gets over the in-goal area, but you can see Dave Halley does everything right.
Chase running square, gives it to Westerman. Westerman has the arms free, wants to offload and couldn't. That's the last one. 8 metres away, Chase again, hoists the kick towards the in-goal area. Shenton went up for it, the ball is lost by Sharif, and this could be a try for the Castleford Tigers.
I think it is.
Michael Shenton, the referee, has checked the grounding himself. He says that's okay, just wants to check everything else on the way.
Beautiful kick here from Rangi Chase, wants to see whether he's onside. It looked okay, yeah, that's fine. Sharif goes high, he goes at the right moment, and Shenton knocks that ball backwards, and I think it ricochets off Sharif, so therefore this will be TRY time as far as I'm concerned. It was first contact with Sharif there, then Shenton gets a touch, but it's going backwards. But I'm not the video referee, that's down to Ben Thaler tonight. Sharif gets first touch, so that's play on. And in my mind, Shenton, when he touches it, the ball is going backwards. So that's play on. And when it ricochets off... Oh, now then, did he have a second? Yeah, it was Sharif that knocks it back. I think this will be given. Any contact from Shenton, as far as I'm concerned, has been going backwards, and then Sharif knocked it over the in-goal area. And I think it's a gift.
I think it's a try. I think you got it completely right there, Mike. Michael Shenton's knocked it back. Sharif has knocked it back towards his line and set the grounding now, and that's downward pressure and a try.
So he's the incumbent England centre, is Michael Shenton. He played every international for England last year and he didn't score a single try, but I think he's got one here. Does Ben Thaler agree? Yes, he does. And Castleford are back in the hunt. First real threat that they posed on the Bradford Bulls line. And Michael Shenton comes up with a 4-pointer, a priceless try for Terry Matteson's team, because early on the game looked in danger of running right away from them.
Well, it just shows you the importance of getting 2 penalties on the trot, and that's allowed the Tigers to get into a good position, probably the first opportunity, and they take it. Ricky Sharif could not defuse the bomb from Rangi Chase. Can he add the extras?
Well, yes, a vital kick really for Westerman. This will give him a bit more confidence. And Westerman is straight and true with the kick. He got a try and a couple of goals against Warrington. Plus, he came up with 53 tackles, this young man. And, well, Castleford on the board and back in the match.
Beautiful place kick from Rangi Chase, but as I said before, the build-up to it, the Bradford side have allowed the Tigers back into the game, mainly to the second rower, Elliot Whitehead. 2 penalties on the trot, has lost them about 50-60 metres downfield.
High hanging kickoff from the Bradford Bulls. Rangi Chase underneath it. Well, it's just what they wanted, Brian, the try.
I didn't think Castleford were in the game, and Mike makes a really pertinent point about they've got some field position with penalties, and that gave them the score at the end there, because Bradford have been really dominant. Castleford looked a little bit loose in and around their middle. They're missing tackles there, and they didn't look as vigorous as they have done the last couple of weeks. So that's a great result for Castleford on the back, as you said, of a couple of penalties to get some field position.
Midway through the first half, they completed that first ever Super League double over Bradford last year. 40-38 here, 28-26 at the Jungle. Deep kick. Halley positioned himself perfectly though. Decent enough chase. Big, strong red wall ahead of Halley. No way through.
You know, Bill Arthur spoke about the icy conditions there, and it is pretty hard on the surface. And usually when at the start of a match, quite a lot of players are reluctant to go down towards the legs. Psychologically think, oh, I don't want to go down on this hard ground, I'll just try to get him ball and all and twist him, wrestle him to the ground. And that was being the problem in the opening 15 minutes for Cass in their defensive pattern.
Elliot Whitehead goes down tackle number 4, midway inside the Tigers' half. Lynch gives it to Glenn Hall, who's off the field, on the field now, off the bench. That's the last one. 18-19 metres away from the line. Lestrange, Orford. This fellow's the engineer-in-chief. And Rangi Chase claimed that. It was a great kick again, right on the line. It meant that Chase had to jump from the field of play, and Bradford trap him in goal.
Well, we all know the quality of this guy, Matt Orford. We saw that in the World Club Challenge last year, didn't we?
Time off.
And it was pinpoint yet again.
Okay.
Do you think at this point the Castleford players didn't have enough energy to get up and put pressure on Matt Orford, because he was almost given as much time as he wanted to put that kick in?
And I think that's symptomatic that they're losing the middle. What we're saying is that Bradford are playing the ball too quickly, just not quite as vigorous in the middle, and Castleford's kicking game is not great at the moment. They'll need to improve that to find some space so they can get a bit further down the field and restrict Bradford's territory. But you're right, Van Orford's kicking for free at the moment.
22 minutes gone, 12-6. Bradford ahead, in possession here with Lestrange. Gives it to Langley. Langley then in centre field to Hall. That's a quick play, the ball that Bradford were looking for. Heath Lestrange again. Good offload. Terrific offload it was by Andy Lynch, but no way through for Brett Carney. And Lestrange to Langley to Orford. Gives it further width to Halley, who runs down a bit of a blind alley, but gets it away to Reardon in the end. Stuart Reardon hangs on to the ball in tackle number 4. Oh, and they get a penalty, and that's a gift. An absolute gift. Richard Owen all over the top of Reardon.
That is a silly penalty to give away. You know, what's the point? You've done all the hard work, so you just want to push his head into the ground? Baffles me sometimes.
Orford to Hall. Bradford can see the try line begging again here. Lynch with the drive in for Bradford. All hands to the pumps in defence for Castleford. Lynch on hands and knees, almost getting over the line. We'll play it here to Lestrange. Short ball and a great try from Whitehead. Elliot Whitehead, the 20-year-old. It was inevitable, really, after that penalty that was given away on tackle number 4. And Bradford weren't going to let that opportunity slip them by. 20 years of age, this fellow. He only made 7 appearances last year after his debut against Wakefield in June.
Silly penalty there by Richard Owen. Just trying to put his head on the ground. Okay, Reardon milked it for all it's worth. This was good work, though. Combination by the youngster Whitehead and Lestrange, the hooker. Hooker dummied, and then they came through. They didn't read it at all. Well, Steve McNamara wouldn't have been too happy with the fact that this fella gave away 2 penalties, allowed Tigers back into the game. but he certainly wiped the slate clean with that one. That was good positioning and a very clever piece of play by the hooker, Heath Lestrange.
And Elliot Whitehead, the try scorer, one of 6 Bradford Bulls juniors who in 2008 went on the England Academy Tour down under. And Matt Orford now, well, he's kicked brilliantly in general play, and he's got 2 from 2 when he's been asked to kick the goals. This for 3 from 3 and to re-establish the 12-point advantage, which it does. 18 points to 6, Bradford lead.
Crafty play by Lestrange. Look, it looks as though he's coming back, and that's a dummy runner coming back on the inside. But watch the youngster out wide. Oh, go through the gaps, son. Tremendous stuff.
Well, they failed to win any of their first 4 in 2009. 13 all against Hull Kingston Rovers here in round 1 last year was as close as they got. But the team that topped the table in 1997, 1999, 2001, 2003, and won the last grand final in 2005 from 3rd place in the table. The Bradford Bulls have started this match in determined style, and they have another penalty here.
Well, this penalty again just causes problems. Just going back to that try, Brian, is that where you almost need to be cross-eyed on your try line? One eye on the man with the ball and one eye on the attacker who's directly in front of you as the defender?
What you've got to do is totally rely on the person next to you and trust his judgment as well. We saw the person outside in front of the ball. That meant he couldn't go back and help the defenders that tried to make the tackle. Ryan Hudson's overread the play and couldn't get back and do anything.
Salford putting up a scrap against the champions. It's 6-0 as it was early at Headingley to Leeds. Here it's 18-6 to the Bradford Bulls. We'll have all the details of that match at Headingley for you, of course, in Super League Extra Time, the programme that follows our live coverage here on the red button on your handsets.
Oh, that would have been a superb move. Beautiful offload and then back on the inside, and Orford just couldn't hang on to it.
Carney and Orford combining really well then. Just couldn't, as you say, just couldn't take the pass in, Matt Orford. It was a try for all money if he'd have held on to the ball. James Evans then for the Tigers. 3 tries in the first 2 rounds of this year. Formerly with the Bradford Bulls, of course, as we featured in the build-up to this match. Big pal of Chris Nero. It's Nero who is smiling at the moment, though. The 12-point advantage.
That's much better, quicker play of the ball there. That's been a problem by the Tigers so far tonight, in as much that Bradford have been able to just hold them down. And they did it there again, a little bit more enthusiasm, get up and play the ball quicker.
Kirk Netherton is on the field. He did well in his first season against Castleford last year, formerly with Hull Kingston Rovers, and the replacement hooker is on. This is Rangi Chase meanwhile. That's the last tackle for Castleford. Now, can they force a repeat set of 6? Off the boot of McGoldrick, that is. It's too deep. Sharif underneath it, that was easy. And don't forget the World Club Challenge a week on Sunday. We'll be at Helen Road with the Leeds Rhinos, the best of British against the best of Australia. Leeds against Melbourne. And if you need any information about the big match, the World Club Challenge, there's the telephone number and there's the website of the Rugby Football League. And Brian Noble knows all about winning World Club Challenges. It's a great occasion, and can Leeds do it for the English Super League?
Yeah, absolutely. I think tradition will show, and the results will show. Here we go, Bradford made a break.
Yeah, they have a try here from Carney. We'll come back to the Leeds story in a moment. Meanwhile, we'll concentrate on Brett Carney's first try in Bradford's colours. It was brilliantly sculptured, wonderfully engineered, and a great final pass from Paul Sykes. And Carney, well, he could have driven a double-decker bus through the Castleford Tigers' defence. And once he saw the space ahead of him, Carney was not going to be denied. The man from the Cronulla Sharks, just one appearance last year because of a foot operation. And Brett Carney underway with his personal tally, and Bradford going well.
And it's all about knowing what your player's going to do. That was superb stuff. Menzies to Sykes, and the halfback says, I'll go back on the inside. This is sheer quality. Quite often a lot of people say, why do they just pop up like that? Because they use their brains. The ball goes one way, and once it comes back, there is someone coming on that second phase. Shake of the head for Terry Madison.
As he watches the replay on the big screen here at Odsal, cannot believe what he is seeing. His Castleford Tigers team is being put to the sword in the first half here by Bradford. Wakani has scored the latest try. That's try number 4. And can Orford add the extras? This should be academic. And it is. It's 24 points to 6 to Bradford. And Castleford, well, from the first whistle, they have really had their backs to the wall.
Combination, Sykes knew exactly what Menzies was going to do. Back on the inside, and then look, McCartney come through. And you can see Ryan McGoldrick, he'd gone over far too much. Far too many Tigers defenders in one close section.
And that try converted for the Bulls.
Castleford restart. Sykes is underneath the kick-off. Oh, that's a mistake. It's a huge error from Glenn Hall. Castleford have got the ball back in a very, very encouraging situation. This is Steve Snitch for the Tigers. And Chase and McGoldrick and Evans just can't get himself over the line. That's great defence. The referee, though, shouts held. And now the ball is in touch. The referee, though, shouted held. He's given the penalty because there was interference on James Evans.
That's good refereeing by Thierry Alibert. Was the leg lifted? I think it was, and that's the reason. That is good refereeing, and looks as though Dave Halley nearly took out the official. He went backwards and grabbed hold of Alibert's shirt.
Netherton and Mitchell Sargent just on the field for Liam Higgins. He'll add a bit of umph and grunt up front. Rangi Chase. Back it comes, and it's Shenton. He's over the line, but he cannot ground the ball. Great Bradford defence. McGoldrick waits at dummy half. Here is Ferris now. Ferris running flat, and there was nobody running off him then.
How on earth did Sharif stop and Sykes stop?
They're going to have to do it again here with Shenton, and Sykes does. He was just clutching an arm then after the first tackle. McGoldrick bullets the pass, and Hubie will hoist the kick, and they're in with the try on the far side to Richard Owen. Well, this game has been a point-a-thon in recent years, and it looks like we're in for another big total here tonight. It was 38-40 on this ground last year to the Castleford Tigers. And the Castleford Tigers, even though they've been behind the 8 ball for much of this match in the first half, they will not go away. And Richard Owen with the latest try. That's the 6th try we've had in the first half.
They just won't lie down, will they? It was good defence from Bradford that kept Shenton out, but that is a gift. It was a superb one there. Reardon just caught a little bit off his line. Oh, it's a great kick, isn't it? Oh, great take. They're not out of it. They just can't shake them off, the Bulls.
Can Westerman add the extras? Difficult kick from right over there on the far side. Oh, yes, he can. Terrific kick from Westerman. It's only down to 12 again. 24 points to 12. Bradford, well, they're leading, but Castleford, they keep coming back, don't they?
Well, I bet Glenn Hall was hoping that they could just survive for one more player, wasn't it? Remember, his knock-on from the kick-off after they'd scored really gave Castleford that opportunity. They've had to rely on the kick on the very last play again. But they're just about keeping the Castleford side in the game.
They are, he is, and they are in the game. And despite the crispy conditions underfoot, it's an entertaining little match we've got here, isn't it? Vital game for Bradford, big game for Castleford. After their start against Leeds, a lot of people really did sit up and take notice. They played ever so well against Warrington last week. They gifted Warrington a couple of tries with mistakes. And, well, they look, Steve, at one stage of being blown off the park here, but they're right back in it, Cass.
Yeah, it's all a matter of possession.
And this penalty will help.
And again, you know, that's something that Steve McNamara will have to work hard on. That's the 4th occasion they've had the Tigers way down in their own red zone, and silly players allowed them to get out of it.
Best tash in Super League, that, isn't it, from Glenn Hall?
Well, it's the first I've seen, so I suppose it'd have to be.
Mitchell Sargent has made a bit of a difference, hasn't he, since he's come on?
It surprised me. I said before the game started, why on earth Terry Madison doesn't put him out there in the opening 20?
Rangi Chase now attacking the line. Oh, the ball has bounced and Menzies has it. An important ankle tap that was. Oh, well, that can't be allowed,
Yes,
surely.
he can. One-on-one. Chase on Menzies. Stripped it out.
But he got up to play the ball, didn't he, Steve Menzies?
Well,
I'm sure the
referee must have said he wasn't tangled.
Well, Menzies was going to play the ball, wasn't he? There's no question of that.
Well, McGoldrick touches him when he's on the ground. And the ball carrying arm is there. As soon as he touches him... Well, that is amazing.
And it looked as though the referee had gone back, actually, the 10 metres for the play the ball. Anyway.
Well, as soon as McGoldrick touches him and Menzies had stopped... I thought that constitutes the end of the tackle.
Well, Castleford won't be complaining. Here's McGoldrick. And he gets the ball away again. Netherton. A couple of subtle changes in this first half by Terry Matheson have changed Castleford around a bit. This is Evans.
Oh, what in for a thriller. Hold on to your seats.
Nice tackle. Rangi Chase slides the kick in.
Nobody there.
But they've knocked that ball dead, haven't they? Hang on, it's a penalty for offside underneath the sticks to Castleford. They were all offside, says the referee.
It was a good kick, wasn't it, by Rangi Chase? But he was about the only one that realised he was going to put it into that area. None of the Tigers could pick it up. Oh, this is real pressure. Now then, where's Sargent?
Salford have hit back against the Leeds Rhinos, 6-4. There's the offload. Here is Westerman. Changes the direction of the attack, Westerman. Suddenly, the confidence is flowing through the Castleford veins. Knock on, no!
Doesn't like it, Westerman. Well, I think you might find that there's a little bit of a hand from Langley there. He was in a good position, wasn't he, Mr. Ali Bear, but he has missed it. Now, this is the incident. Now, as soon as McGoldrick, as far as I'm concerned, puts his hand on him, makes any touch.
And look at the referee, he's going back for the 10 metres, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's obviously called as well. That's a real mix-up.
Talking of mix-ups, it was a mix-up for Joe Westerman, but I think Langley got away with grand larceny there.
Of course he did, whipped it out.
This is Warrensea.
Some you win, some you lose, Eddie, as you know.
That's Wayne Godwin, the dummy half for the Bradford Bulls. Greatly with the Castleford Tigers, of course.
Great work there from James Evans. You see he came in on the angle and left no space for him to go.
Here's Langley again. Plays it to Godwin. Castleford muscling up in defence, but they get the ball away to Bradford. Westerman just gets back into the defensive line. Looks like he's got a problem with his ear, or side of the head anyway. Last one here for Bradford, just inside the Tigers' half. The kick from Orford. It was a vigorous challenge on him by Ferris. And Orford is still down.
Well, the referee had a little bit of a look. He rings that it's okay.
Rangi Chase.
I think Ferris was committed. Orford's got up. He seems to be okay.
This is James Evans again. Yeah, he was committed.
Yeah, committed, and he went into the chest. Nothing high.
Glenn Hall didn't last long. Craig Kopchak has come.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
For him.
Both coaches have made a substitution with 2 and 3 minutes to the half-time. It's interesting ploy from both of them to use one of the 12 changes they've allowed so close to half-time, Hooter.
And Castleford losing a bit of ground there. The pass was a bit astray. Brett Ferris did well to hang on to it. Rangi Chase, that's a lovely little chip over the top. Bounce is important. Bounce is perfect. Good scrambling defence though for Bradford.
That'll be the turnover. Not a bad option, was it? No. Just bounced up right. Orford put him off just at the vital moment.
inside the last minute of this first half.
Okay.
And it's Stuart Reardon for the Bradford Bulls, carrying them over the halfway line.
That's been the difference between the two sides as far as I'm concerned. What you've just mentioned it, Eddie.
Carney, good run from Carney. Warrancy was ahead of him. Almost in the defensive line, Michael Warrancy. Godwin waits dummy half. They're lined up across the field here. It's Orford. Cut out pass and finds Sykes. Sykes goes down, tackle number 4. Half a minute remaining. Plenty of time for the remainder of this set of 6 for the Bradford Bulls. Langley and the short pass from Lynch. Last one for Bradford.
Surely the kick into the corner. Oh,
Drop goal. Drop goal attempt from Orford. He's kicked it. Matt Orford with the 1-pointer that just increases the lead to 13. 25 points to 12. Knows there's probably not enough time for the kick-off to come. There's the half-time siren in the background. And there's the 1-pointer that at the end of the day could be so important to the Bradford Bulls. Matt Orford always thinking. Teams emerging from